How did Biden do not talking?
How close the police are to him. Almost every police group in the nation from every state, and everybody wanted to get it back to the states, everybody. And China, nothing, and Russia, nothing, and India, nothing. I will have that reporter out. He should have had him out a long time ago, because I didn't have legislation. I said, close the border. We had the safest border in history.
Not great. But a lot of people have resting 25th Amendment face.
Yeah, it wasn't good. The looks on his face while Trump was talking, those, I mean, they said 1,000 words, to be honest with you. He just did not look like he was there. He did not look like he was up for the challenge. And he just looked like a frozen grandpa. His wife and his son should be ashamed of themselves for parading this man up here and having him continue to look quite foolish in front of the American people and, honestly, in front of the world. It's a mess.
Biden has to not look old and not have a senior moment. Go.
Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden.
Now I'll say this. I don't normally find Jon Stewart funny. I just don't. I don't care for his comedy. And I guess there was a time when he had his day. But ever since this dude has gone extremely woke, he has become a part of the Democrat propaganda machine. His comedy has just been lackluster, to say the least. Very similar to all the other late night, comics out there. I mean, I guess I don't recall, Jimmy Kimmel being that funny and, and a few of these other guys that I do not watch at all because it's a waste of time and it just doesn't make for good TV for me. I don't find these guys funny. But this right here is actually being funny. This is finally somebody from the left just being authentic and keeping it real. Comedy is supposed to be, or more or less, comedians are supposed to be the truth tellers. And the truth sometimes hurt, but it can also be quite funny. It really can. And when you got guys like this and other comedians able to tell the truth and not have to get, in line and go along to get along and not have to push, an agenda, it can just call it how they see it. That's when, comics can come into their own and be solid. But I am in utter disbelief, to be honest with you. Jon Stewart deciding to do a bit on Joe Biden, for the life of me, I don't know where it came from. Did he get the memo? Did he get a memo out from the people, a part of the DNC that said, hey, this guy's done. This guy's done. So free reign to do whatever it is that you want to do with this guy? Is that what it is? Or did he hear something, along the lines of, Joe Biden's out, they're throwing Kamala in, or they're tossing Gavin Newsom in, somebody, and this dude's fair game now. You can go at him as you see fit. Is that something that happened? I don't know. But I don't think Joe Biden received the memo because he was out in Wisconsin telling anybody that would listen, and I'm sure it wasn't that many people there, that this dude is still staying in this race, and he's in it to win it. Check this out.
We had a little debate last week. Can't say it was my best performance. We love it, Joe. But ever since then, there's been a lot of speculation. What's Joe going to do? Is he going to stay in the race? Is he going to drop out? What's he going to do? Well, here's my answer. I am running and going to win again. gonna go. Folks, I'm the sitting president of the United States of America in no small part because of you. Not a joke. In 2020, you came through for me. I'm a nominee of the Democratic Party. I'm a nominee of this party because millions of Democrats like you just voted for me in primaries.
What did he just say? Did we miss it? Did we miss it? Let me back it up a little bit.
I'm a nominee of the Democratic Party. I'm a nominee of this party because millions of Democrats like you just voted for me in primaries all across America.
There was no one to challenge him. There were a lot of people that decided to, what did they say? They were not necessarily voting against him, but vacated or something along those lines up in Michigan and some other places that chose not to vote for him, but chose more or less, of a vacated seat or something along those lines. I mean, come on, man. If Democrats were really a party of democracy, which we know they're not, they're a party of communism, they're the party of socialism, they're a party of Marxism. They're not a party of democracy. This country is not a democracy. We all know this. We know this. But if they were truly the party of democracy, they would allow people to jump out there and challenge this guy. Because you're not going to tell me that all these people didn't know that he wasn't fit. And you're not going to tell me these people did not know that he is suffering from some form of, degenerative, issue that's going on, with his mental capacity, his mental faculties. You're not going to tell me that.
You voted for me to be your nominee. No one else. You, the votes. The voters did that. And despite that some folks don't seem to care who you voted for, well, guess what? They're trying to push me out of the race. No! Well, let me say this as clearly as I can. I'm staying in the race.
Yes.
I'll beat Donald Trump. I will beat him again in 2020.
It's going to be easy this time, Jeff.
Oh, by the way, we're going to do it again in 2024. I learned long ago, when you get knocked down, you get back up.
I'll say this much. I'm glad to hear that President Joe Biden is staying in this race. I'm glad to hear it, because this guy, his track record, it's not good. There is no way this guy is beating President Trump. There's no way. It doesn't matter how many surrogates they throw out there, how many shills they throw out there. You can't defend record inflation, record southern border crossings. You can't defend the ridiculousness that they want to push when it comes to pregnancy terminations. And you can't defend this administration's policies on the alphabet community. You just can't. It's a mess. He knows it. You all know it. I know it. So I'm glad to hear that he's staying in the race. I'm glad to hear it, because this guy is unlikable. They know they couldn't go to Kamala because she's even less liked than he is, but no one's falling for it. No one is falling for their tricks this time around. Let me know what you guys think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment down below. I appreciate all the love and support. Keep God first in your life. Stay prayed up. And I'm going to catch up with you all next time. Peace.